Hello and welcome to The Hop, a marketing podcast. I'm your host, Matt Taylor-Farrington, and the owner of Purple Bunny Marketing. And today I am joined again by John Dwyer from the Institute of Wow. John...
By the way, Matt, I just would like to butt in that. You notice when he introduced me, I'm joined again.
It wasn't that.
Yeah.
We're
I heard the inflection in your voice. I mean, we
must have been a millennial
exactly,
thing.
Yeah, our major guest didn't turn up, so we're joined again.
Yes, totally. But speaking of being funny, I hear that you've worked with Mr. Seinfeld, Jerry Seinfeld.
Look, I've never gone on about it, Matt.
Really?
Some friends of mine say, because it was about 10 or so years ago, friends of mine say, when are you going to stop milking that? I went, never. You know?
No, 100%. I wouldn't either.
No, I had a client some years ago called the Greater Building Society, and
yes.
They were interested in selling more home loans. And I came up with a concept for them at the time, which was get a home loan, get a free holiday.
Yes.
And so we did a deal with a travel wholesaler whereby they got the holidays very, very cheaply, and instead of giving a 1% honeymoon rate, which every bank gives, their incentive, and the reason I highlight incentive because I know this particular session is all about incentives.
Yes.
Their incentive was, get a home loan from us and get a free holiday. It worked really well, and then stupidly well, like billions and billions of extra dollars worth of home loans. And then about 4 years in, we took it up a level. We got Jerry Seinfeld, or should I say, I got Jerry Seinfeld to be the spokesman for the business. And so therefore Jerry came on TV. I'd go backwards and forwards to America and do the TV commercials with him, and Jerry came on TV here in Australia and said, get a home loan, get a free holiday.
Yeah, wow. Wow. Yes, you wouldn't have milked it at all. No. It's not all over your website or anything.
No. In fact, it's funny, Matt, I've got to say this to you. When I'm over there on the second year, because I milked the crap out of it the first year, I've got Seinfeld all over my website. Everything I was doing was Seinfeld. Seinfeld's a great buddy and this, that, and the other. And anyway, the second year we're over there, he didn't have a website, would you believe, at the time. And I said to him, Jerry, you should have a website. Can you imagine the amount of Seinfeld caps and T-shirts and polos you could sell? And he had reading glasses on at the time, and he did this, like the school principal does when you've been bad. He goes, JD, do I look like I need to sell any caps or T-shirts? And I said, I forgot you got more money than God. And he goes, besides which, he said, I've looked at your website. I'm on there more than you. Why do I need a website?
100%. Yeah. There you go. It's there again.
JD, I just want to say that, you are the most professional, most competent, just best to work with marketing person I've ever worked with.
Thank you, Joe. Thank you.
I'd like to say that.
Right.
All right. So today we're going to talk about the power of incentive-based marketing and attracting customers.
Yep.
Before we dive in too far, when we say incentive-based marketing, what do we mean? What are we saying?
Yep, okie dokie. So and I'm not being silly here, but the word incentive is really, really important in marketing. And if you're marketing your product or service on price, then you're basically joining 97% of all the other businesses.
Yes.
Because would you believe, and when I say this, Matt, you've got to look shocked and in awe, because you're like, just fake it. And that is, would you believe 97% of all businesses have never, ever tested an incentive?
Really?
Yeah, no, you've got to be...
Okay.
Go. That's it. Yeah, exactly. And in the editing process...
Nick's going to make me look even worse than I really did.
I want Nick to do a slow-mo where... But seriously, 97% of all businesses have never tried an incentive.
Yes.
You go into Sushi Train and they will argue that they have an incentive, but no, they don't. God love them. But the thing is that when you buy sushi at the Sushi Train, you get points. But what do you think you can redeem the points for? More sushi.
Yes.
And you might say, well, what's wrong with that? Everything. Okay, the thing is that I've been a member of ADMA for about 1,000 years. That's the Australian Direct Marketing Association. And when they have the most successful campaigns, where they hold out a Logie Award or Academy Award every year, the ones that win the most are where the incentives got nothing at all to do with the product.
Yes.
So if Sushi Train wanted to really, turbocharge that, they should not give away more food, but rather give away a movie voucher, or give away a dining voucher somewhere else, or give away a fuel discount voucher. So the thing is that the most successful incentives are the ones where the actual reward has nothing at all to do with the product. Get a home loan, get a free holiday.
Yes.
McDonald's, buy a Happy Meal, get a free toy. The toy's got nothing to do with the hamburger.
100%.
How many percent?
100.
100%. Okay.
I guess I think if your incentive is to just tuck them back into your business to spend more,
It's better
they
than
see
nothing.
they see through it. I mean, I agree, it's better than nothing, but people see through that.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
You know that's going to happen. Yeah. I promise I'll stop now. But yeah, you're right. I mean, there's nothing. Look, it's better than doing nothing, giving them, if you like, points to accumulate, and then they can cash those points in for more of your product. But the most successful, and I can tell you, I mean, there's a few wrinkles here, so I've done a gazillion of these things, right? I've been around since the Flintstones. And so therefore, the ones that really, really, really work are the ones where the incentive, the reward, the gift has nothing at all to do with the product.
Yeah. All right, perfect. So that kind of sets us up for the next question, which was, what have you found to be the most compelling incentive that you've seen?
Yep. The top three are fuel discounts, and that's not a surprise because Woolworths and Coles have been doing that for 25 years.
Yes.
And that's very, very powerful. And the reason, and Matt, if you don't mind, you might ask me, well, JD, what is the reason for that?
What is the reason for that, JD?
I'm not telling you. He fell into that, didn't
That
he?
was a setup, yeah.
100%. Look, the beauty of a fuel discount, or even a dining voucher or movie voucher, is that they're appealing to wide demographic. So It doesn't matter whether someone's 25 or 85, then a movie voucher, a fuel discount voucher, or dining voucher will suit them.
Mm-hmm.
The top three, though, are definitely a fuel discount, which is probably number two. Number three would be a movie voucher, because who doesn't want to go to the movies? And number one, by a million miles, is a holiday. So if you give someone a free holiday.
I mean, who doesn't want to go on a holiday? Yeah. And I guess the holiday component of it is the perceived value of it is quite large.
It is, and I'm glad you threw to that. It's just very casual. It's not like this is a setup.
Yes.
What happened is that after the Seinfeld campaign with the Greater Building Society, it's pretty hard to keep that sort of thing a secret when you've got Seinfeld doing your ads.
Yes.
A travel company from overseas contacted me and said, look, we've got access to unsold hotel rooms around the world. Mm-hmm. And so therefore the hotels are happy to give up those rooms under the radar, as long as it's maybe a business giving out one of these vouchers.
Yes.
So they're not dropping their prices and letting the world know they're desperate.
Yep.
They're giving the empty room to people who basically come and stay there, and they're hoping that those people will spend money on food and beverage.
Yeah.
So, to clean a hotel room, it's about $12. And so therefore they're happy to clean the hotel room for $12, not get any tariff for the hotel room, hoping that whoever stays there will spend money on food and beverage at the cafe, or massages or room service.
Yeah.
So they contacted me and said, look, you seem to have half a clue when it comes to marketing holidays. We saw what you did with the Greater Building Society in Seinfeld. Do you want to join forces and just give us a royalty and put this together as a promotion for businesses? So that's what we've done. So what we do now is that we provide businesses with vouchers that look like this. They hand them out to people when they buy their product or service. Yep. And those people get 3 to 7 nights hotel accommodation anywhere in the world. It's sort of Vegas, New York, Gold Coast, Brisbane, Cairns, New Zealand, Bali, you name it. And we give this to them for less than $50, and it's worth up to $1,000. So it's a pretty sexy Happy Meal toy.
Yeah, agreed. And I think the difference is the incentive needs to be available on every purchase. One of the things that I've found through my time of trying things is if it's go into the draw to win and raffles and things, you limit the value. Whilst the perceived value is there for what the offer is, suddenly someone goes, yeah, but I'm competing against 100 people, 60 people, whatever the case may be. The value suddenly diminishes very quickly, and it sort of loses its value. So I agree. I think the strategy that you've implemented there and what you're doing...
I'm brilliant. And, the thing is...
I was trying to have a serious moment.
No, not a chance. The thing is just that not only am I brilliant, but I'm also humble, very humble. I'm very shy, I don't go on about it. You did bring up a great point. Look, there's no one in Australia, possibly even globally, who's run more contests than I. I did all the scratch bingos for Murdoch's papers during the 90s and the early 2000s. I did all of the Monopoly-style promotions for fast food chains. Blockbuster and Video Easy, when there was video shops around, we did all of their contests, giving away, all sorts of prizes.
Yeah.
I would not hold another contest unless it was $100,000 or $200,000 or $1 million. And the reason for that is when Eddie Maguire came on TV and gave away $1 million, then, do you think you're going to be able to compete with getting some attention if you give away a week's worth of groceries? No.
100%.
Even a motor car? No. So therefore, you buy, you get will always beat you buy, you might win.
Yes.
And can you imagine McDonald's if they said, but get a Happy Meal and 1 in every 10 boxes there'll be a toy?
Yes.
Yeah, I want to kill them.
100%.
100%, yeah. And the really part about the really part, I just said you want to kill them, and then you went 100%. I don't know who I'm sitting next to.
I was more going to throw back to you. Who's Blockbuster when you mentioned them?
Yeah,
anyways.
exactly. Yeah. Video Easy. Who's Video Easy?
All right. So moving right along, we've talked about most successful. So what sort of challenges? I guess businesses love this type of thing, and what you've set up is great.
Yep.
But if a business was to go out and try and do this type of thing, what sort of challenges might they face, and what sort of things can they kind of predict, and what can they do to offset those?
Yep. The challenges normally are, and I see it time and time again, because when you're a marketing consultant and you possibly fall into this category, you become a know-all.
Yes,
I know.
totally, 100%.
You know what, but I annoy myself sometimes when I walk into a cafe and they've got canary yellow chairs and fire engine red tables. You go, what were you smoking? And my wife just goes, would you stop just picking everything to pieces, just have a coffee, you know. This coffee cup's a white styrene cup, why isn't it brown? You know? So yeah, being a know-all, I have to say that the biggest challenge that most businesses have with considering an incentive is not taking into consideration who their target audience is and what that incentive should be.
Yes.
So again, I'm going to show my vintage, but you know, in my day it was cool to wear billabong. And of course now baby boomers are wearing billabong, so your kids won't go anywhere near it. But the point is that if my audience was the 15 through to 30 age group, then I would be giving them an incentive that might be a skateboard.
Yep.
It would not be a microwave oven. I don't think they'd really want that. And so therefore your incentive or your gift or your reward should be geared towards your target audience. And the reason that this sort of thing works is because if your target audience is a wide demographic, in other words, they can be 20, they can be 80, then you want something that's universally appealing to all ages. And you're not going to find that really. I mean, holidays, of course, is number one, but so too is a movie voucher or petrol voucher.
Yes.
But if your audience happens to be millennials, then, you might, again, the holiday voucher will work, but you might go, okay, well, what we'll do there is it will give them something of a digital nature because that'll turn them on.
Yeah, agreed. I was about to do the 100%. No, I guess, and we kind of talk about that in our podcast all the time about knowing who your customer is to make sure that you're actually tailoring what you're offering or what you're doing to them. I mean, that's marketing 101. But I guess with the holiday side of things, there is options there, I would imagine, to choose different holiday destinations so that broader appeal is there, like you said, to kind of attract the right person and not only that, appeal to that broader market.
Spot on, 1,000%. I just tenfold.
Yes. You're gonna
Exactly.
10x me,
Exactly.
huh?
Look, and Matt, those who know me would actually guarantee you that I won't continue to make a big deal out of that. I never milk anything like that.
Yes.
100%. But the thing is that there are. I mean, with this particular program, they can go and stay in Vegas, so they can stay in Bali for 7 nights. They can stay in New York. They can stay on the Gold Coast in Cairns. There's all sorts of different spots that they can stay, so it suits everybody.
Yes.
But I think really what you're summarising then is what we call message to market match. It's got to be the right message or the right incentive to that market.
Correct.
Yeah. I mean, when you think about over the years, if I think about the ones that we've made the most money out of, I've got to say to you, it's Pesta Power. Having 6 children, and they're all grown up now, but we had 6 under 12 at one stage. And McDonald's got $7.8 billion out of us at the time. In fact, it was just ridiculous because we had 6 noisy little rat bags in the Tarago, and we'd see the golden arches, and there is a God, there is a God. And so we'd drive through. They'd never eat the hamburger. It was all about the toys.
Yeah.
And so therefore, the thing is that we had a turf farm. Yeah, you'd be really interested in this, and if you're not, fake it. But this is a great case study. It's a turf farm on the Gold Coast up in the near the Tambourine Mountains. And he came onto one of my programs and he said to me, look, I've got 6 kilometres worth of turf. I've got to get rid of them before the new season starts because I want to replant. And I said, okay, well, who's your target audience? And he said, landscapers. And because mum and dads would only buy 1 home's worth of front yard turf and, or backyard. And he said, landscapers will buy 3 or 4 homes at a time. And I said, well, what do you think as a Happy Meal toy landscapers would like? Because 99.9% male. Guess what? Beer.
Yes.
And I said to him, okay, well, why don't we do this? We'll put out a mail campaign and email campaign and text, and we'll say to them for every home's worth of grass that they buy from your turf farm, because really, talk about Me Too industry, grass is grass is grass is grass. I mean, there isn't... Yeah, there is something saltwater grass, which is like the David Jones grass, and then the rest of it is like the Kmart grass. But he had both. So I said, look, you're going to have to just distinguish yourself. Why don't we do this? For every home's worth of grass that the landscaper buys, he gets a carton of Crown Lager.
Yep.
Not just an ordinary beer, but Crown Lager. He rings me up 6 days after we've sent out the campaign. He said, we've got a problem, JD. I said, what's that? He said, we've got no more grass.
He's run out of grass.
I said, 6 kilometres? He goes, yeah. He said, well, I'm getting grass from other turf farms to keep up with the demand for the beer. And he said, I had one ratbag guy that used to always bargain on price. I'd say $6 a square metre or so, I'll get it down the road for $5.50. He said, that guy rang up and said, I need 18 homes worth of grass. I don't care when the grass gets here, I need the 18 cartons of beer by Friday. I've got a party.
Yes,
Message to
the
market.
power of incentive marketing. Yes,
it.
100%. All right, so I think we'll wrap that up there. I think we've covered off what incentive marketing is and how to effectively implement that.
Matt, before you do close, would you say that this is probably the most engaging, most valuable podcast you've ever done?
100%.
Oh, that is such a sick that is such a sick outro.
Yeah, Nick is now going to keep bagging me, and I'm going to see more reels popping up of me saying 100% to anything. All right, so we're going to wrap that up, guys. Thank you for tuning into The Hop. A marketing podcast. Thanks to John for coming along, having another chat about incentive marketing. Make sure you're subscribing. Stay tuned. We have one more episode to record with John.
Matt, can I just say one thing before we finish, just in case anyone is interested in this? Can I put a plug in for it?
Yeah, 100%. Now who's laughing?
I only put that in so I get another 100%. If you're interested in this, just go to funescapes.com.au, funescapes.com.au.
We'll get Nick to put the URL on the screen for everyone too. Yeah.
100%.
All right, that's it from us. That's a wrap.